see you get nasty now.
Hey, what's up guys? In today's video I'm going to be showing you the simplest, quickest, easiest way to do a drop swap on your DJ decks. You guys are going to absolutely love this even if you're complete beginners. So let's get straight into it. Drop swap. Basically, you know what a drop is. The song builds and then it drops, right? There's a dancey bit of the song. A drop swap is where you take a dancey bit, the drop of one song, and you swap it out with the other song. So people think one drop's going to happen and you swap it with a different drop. Loads of famous DJs do this, and it's probably easier than you think to do this. So here are some simple, fast, quick rules to follow. Find two tracks that are in the same key and very similar BPM. So I'm talking like 3 or 4 BPM difference, okay? And when I say the same key, as you can see here, I've got an 8A and an 8A, but this would work if you went one either side, so a 9A or a 7A would work, okay? Now, this is it, okay? All this comes down to is numbers and counting. That's all music really is, bars, numbers, that kind of stuff, okay? So you're gonna go to the drop of the track. So let's say we've got this track over here. We're going to play this, and at that drop we're going to swap it with this drop. This is the easiest, quickest, best way for you to do it. First things first, set the two tracks at exactly the same speed if they're a couple out. So this is 128, this is 128. Go to the drop of this track here. Get right to that point, okay? Here we go.
See you get nasty now.
There's the drop. Bring it back to this point. Set a cue here. We're going to do the same thing over here. Go to that exact point where the drop hits, to there, set a cue. Now, what you can do at this point is set a hot cue or a memory cue, depending on what your DJ decks are. So I just say go ahead and set a memory cue there and a memory cue over here as well, okay? Now, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to go back 8 bars on both tracks and set another memory cue, okay? Now you can do this in 2 ways. You can literally just count back, which is the quickest and easiest way if you're a beginner. Just go 1 bar, and you'll see the red lines, right? So it's like 1 bar, 2 bars, 3 bars, and you count back that way. Or on these DJ decks, I've got this beat jump facility, so you go back 32 bars. I'm not going to go into it. If you don't know how to do that, just rewind, and just that's the easiest way to do it. So I'm going to jump back 32 beats there, 32 beats there, which is 8 bars, and set 2 new cue points at these 2 points. Now the relevance of coming back to this point is now we know when this track is playing, we've got the exact point here that if we press play at that point here, 8 bars before the drop here, they will both build at the same time and the drops will happen at exactly the same time, which gives you 8 bars to get rid of one song and bring the other song in. So that's basically it. Now, there's one other thing which I want to point out here is typically when I'm telling people to bring in a second track, which is what we're going to be doing, we're going to be bringing this track in before the drop hits, I always say like take away the bass. This is less important here, and here's a quick theory for you. The whole theory of a build and a drop in dance music is the drop is really, the build is taking away bass. If you go and listen to any of your favorite dance tracks now, you'll notice the bass goes and the track gets thinner and thinner, right? It kind of sounds a little bit like this. And I'm going to emphasize this using my filter, but you'll notice it gets higher and higher pitch. Right, you know, is that kind of thing going on? Basically, all that's happening is you're taking away the bass and it creates this extreme kind of high-pitched tension. Then the drop just brings all the bass back, okay? So, the people who made these tracks will know that, and they will automatically take away the bass. So you don't have to worry too much about bass frequencies getting in each other's way here. So, basically, without getting into too much detail, now you've done this, this is simply a case of going back to the point, go a little bit, just for this example, I'm going to go a little bit prior to that marker I made on this track, the 8 bars before. And when I see that point come along, you can see it here. As soon as that point passes that mark, that's the time I press play on this track, 8 bars before. Guys, you don't have to overcomplicate this. You can literally just press play, bring the volume up over here. They'll both be kind of building at the same time and building tension anyway, like lots of white noise. And then at the last minute, take away the first track. It can be as simple as that, and I'm going to show you that's how simple it can sound if you wanted to, okay? So let's do this.
Let me see you get nasty now.
So guys, it really is as simple as that. But you could, of course, make this a little bit more interesting if you wanted to. So what you could do is, as you're bringing up track B, you could potentially filter up slightly on track A to add a little bit more tension. And the only other thing I'll say as well is before the drop hits, there's always a vocal thing. On this track it says, "Let me see you get nasty now." Sounds perfect in my British accent. Let's have a listen.
Let me see you get nasty now.
They should have used my voice rather than that one, really, shouldn't they? You don't want the two vocal bits before the drops playing on top of each other, so you've got to remove that track before those vocal bits come in. So that's basically it. And by the way, if you get this one right, get out a fake machine gun and you can shoot people. You shoot your audience members while the drop hits, okay? It's gonna make you feel really powerful, this. So I'm gonna show you one last time. I'm gonna filter up slightly like this. When the drop hits, Machine Gun Kelly, okay? Let's do it.
Let me see you get nasty now.
And that's how you do it, okay guys? Now, I just want to say quickly, if you're on the internet right now and you're just like clicking around looking for different tricks and tips to help you with your DJing, and you feel like you're building up a bit of a patchwork quilt knowledge, like you know a couple of random advanced things, you know a bit of basics, but you really don't feel like you've got a really good solid understanding of DJing, make sure you go and check out beginnerdjlessons.com, where I've got this incredible course. It's going to take you right from the basics and build your foundational knowledge of DJing. So rather than having this random patchwork quilt knowledge, you know exactly what you need to be doing, and I'll build you from where you are now up to a point where you'll be able to go out there and put on a professional sounding DJ set. So hit that link below. I'll put a link at the top of the comments and I'll pin it. Go and check it out. It's going to help you out massively. And if you want to see one of my DJ sets, just click this button right here and go and check it out. See you in tomorrow's video. Ciao!